Okay, so tonight we have Alston VanDyke, who's going to be sharing with us a little bit more about some ideas with social media. And she helps big companies with their social media. So she knows what she's doing, and I think this will be a great call for everybody to maybe just gain some tips and some tricks that make it easier for you. And Alston, thank you so much for offering to
Of
do this. We
course,
so
I
appreciate
am happy to. So can I share my
it.
screen?
Yeah.
See, just hit share screen and desktop.
Yep.
Let's see if you can
I
see this.
Yep.
Can we all see this?
Yes.
All right. So, as Reagan said, I'm Alston VanDyke, and I give myself an official title of lover and hater of social media. It has plenty of positive attributes, but then also it's something that's going to drive everyone crazy at some point. I'm going to go through a little bit of the benefits of social media, what you can get out of it, and then sort of give you a more of an intro, especially to Instagram, because I know that when we just had conference, the speaker there gave a great presentation on sort of the second level or even the third level of Instagram. So it was great information. It's just we needed a little bit more of the building blocks. So I'm going to try to give you a little bit of that, and then if something's not clear, please feel free to always send me a text message or a Voxer or something, and I'll do my best to answer it. I have been in the marketing advertising arena for my whole career, which is getting close to about 20 years. So when I started my career, social media did not exist. So it was something that I had to learn along with everybody else because it just, came about. I was in house corporate marketing for the first few years of my career and then started my own company in about 2009. So I've been doing it on my own since then. And I help companies, big companies, small companies, with all sorts of marketing. So social media is definitely a part of that. You'll also, if any of you are friends with me on Facebook or follow me on Instagram, you'll notice that I do not do a lot of social media. So it's one of those things of, I think I know how to do it. I'm, of course, not perfect because it changes all the time. And it's really hard to be on top of everything when it changes so much. It's just something that I personally don't choose to do at some points for a variety of reasons. It's something that you'll think through and you learn through and you decide what you're comfortable with. But I can give you sort of the building blocks for you making your decision of how you want your own social media strategy to be. So we'll go ahead and get started. So why social media? I think a lot of us sort of understand why we do this, but what can we all get out of it? Um, so it's a way to quickly communicate with the masses. You can connect to your own network, and then I'm going to use a lot of the Facebook language. That's going to, since a lot of you are more familiar with Facebook, um, it's connecting with your own network. So that would be people that you're friends with. On Instagram, that's called people who are your followers or you follow back. It also helps you reach other networks. So in Facebook, it's most people have a private Facebook page and you have to be friends in order to see the content there. But Instagram sort of opens up those doors when you have a public profile page. Anybody can see you. And what your job is, if you want to get really, really big in Instagram, is to get in front of them. And how you do that is a lot of what our speaker was talking about in conference. So I can tell you a little bit more about that, but baby steps. So we're going to, that's more of the becoming a social media influencer. So that's when you start getting really, really big into that and reaching out to all sorts of people all over the world without, knowing them personally. It's also a way, social media is a way to hide behind your social media presence. You have your phone in front of you and you can say all that you want to say. And it's just a way to sort of do that. Even if you're a little bit timid in a group, timid in person, you can hide behind your social media presence and, talk more confidently because you just put it down there and you don't realize that hundreds of people see it, thousands of people see it, etc. But especially in our line of work, don't let social media replace face to face, or in these times, Zoom to Zoom direct contact. So, a little bit of background on social media in particular. So, the big three: Facebook, that I think a lot of us are familiar with, that uses photos and text. Then Twitter uses just text. And then Instagram uses only images or videos. So, a little bit of the history. So, Facebook was developed in the early 2000s for college students only, and they had to have a .edu email address. That's how it started. So, it started, with a bunch of, teenagers, 20 somethings, just chatting all over the place with Facebook. And it was really, really closed platform. So, there wasn't a lot of advertising there. Then Facebook sort of started realizing they were onto something, and they opened it up to everybody in the mid 2000s. But then pretty quickly, as it started to reach the masses, everyone became your mom and then your grandmom. And that turned off a lot of that same first audience that Facebook had. So then came Instagram in 2010, and Facebook eventually purchased. So you saw a lot of people getting off Facebook and getting only on Instagram, or people never got on Facebook in the first place and just stuck with Instagram. So, what is Instagram? So, Instagram allows you to share photos or videos with friends or followers, as well as an open forum with hashtags, and that's for public accounts. So, I'm not sure if you know exactly what a hashtag is, but when you put the number sign in front of a series of words, it might just be one word, but it's anything that's the hashtag makes it searchable. So, if you wanted to search for a hashtag food, I mean, that's a probably pretty very generic, you would get lots of hits. If you wanted to do hashtag juice plus, you could find lots of hits on that too. It's just a way to make your post searchable. Also, Instagram is only on a phone or a tablet. So it's not on a computer. So that is different as well. So that's why I think that it did become a lot more attractive to the younger generation, because they were on their phone so much. And the older generations from that were more comfortable with computer, because they started with a flip phone, and then a BlackBerry, and then on from that. And the younger generation jumped right into the iPhone. So, Instagram has an extraordinary amount of benefits with growth and usage, or with paid promotions that you probably don't need to ever do that. So, as I said earlier, the Juice Plus conference speaker spoke on reaching huge audiences with Instagram. But starting from the beginning, we're going to talk about Instagram 101. So, step one, and if you want to get out your phone, we can walk through a lot of this. If you want to pull up Instagram. So, the first step, you're going to create your account. So, you're going to choose a username. I'm not sure where everybody is in the process. So if you've never done anything, this is going to walk you through creating a username. And for me, it's Alston VanDyke. It can be your whole name. It can be whatever you want it to be, as long as it's not already taken. So it does have to be unique. And then it's going to prompt you to select a profile photo, and that'll just pull it up from your camera roll. You also, at this point, choose whether or not you want your profile to be public or private, and whether you want to approve your own followers. Mine is all private, but that's just my choice. Some people want it to be completely public. It is a good idea to think about what you want to do with this. Like, maybe this is only your Juice Plus platform. So maybe it's, you have all the reason in the world to be completely public and to talk all about Juice Plus, but maybe it's something that you are sharing pictures of your children or anything, and you want it to be a little bit more private, and you want to just make sure that followers request access to your profile before you let it open. So that's just sort of up to you. Step two, you're going to find people to follow. So from your home page, and so that's like your news feed. So to find your home screen, you're going to go into the far lower right corner, and that should be your profile picture, and that's going to pull up your homepage. So you're going to, wait a second. Actually, from your homepage, the lower left corner, I'm sorry, I misspoke. Lower left corner, it looks like a home. So that's going to prompt your homepage. And this is like a news feed in Facebook. So this is going to show you all the people that you're following, what they're up to. So if you click on that home button, you can find other people to follow. So if you've never done this before, go up in the top right corner and you see a magnifying glass. And that's going to help you search for people. It's going to give you some suggestions. And then you can go in the search tab and type in some things. So I gave you a couple of accounts that you might be interested in. These are a few that I follow: Minimalist Baker, Oshi Glows, Cookie and Kate, a lot of the plant-based, clean eating baking sites. And then also then there's Juice Plus _ US. I think that's a pretty new account as well. So is that making sense so far? I don't know where everybody is with this. So if I'm going too fast or talking, over your heads, just feel free to let me know. All right, so now we're going to go to posting your first Instagram post. So it's pretty simple. It's a lot like the Facebook platform once you realize where everything is on your phone. So you hit the box with the plus sign at the bottom of your screen, and it's going to open up your camera roll. Select your chosen photo or video from your camera roll and then hit next. And you can add any sort of filter to the photo. So this is how you can make them look, pretty or different, or anything you want to do with that. And then you write your caption after you hit next. All right, I'm going through this too. So you're going to write a caption here. You can just write something very simple. You can just write, kids Halloween, they had a great time. If you want people to start following it based on your hashtags, that's when you start adding hashtags. And the speaker from Juice Plus conference gave a lot of information here on hashtags. That's how you're really going to reach lots of people. But you have to think about it in a scale. If you are talking about one particular hashtag plant-based living, there are probably thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people who are using that same hashtag. So when you think about yours in reference to all of those other accounts, how is yours going to be at the very top? At this point, when you're just getting started, it's probably not. So it's just something that you build up and build up and build up, and eventually you're going to be found. Or maybe you find a unique hashtag that hasn't been used before. So another thing too that hashtags can be helpful for, it's just an extra descriptor. It's something that catches somebody's eye. They try to figure out what it says if it's a lot of words. So if my account is private, I use hashtags. Nobody's ever going to search for my hashtag, but it's something that I'm, creating this environment for my own followers. I'm purposefully not trying to reach tens of thousands of people. Maybe I will someday, but right now I'm not. I'm just a little bit more private about pictures of my son. So, I purposely don't do that yet. I might eventually, but not quite yet. Also, you can connect, your Instagram account to Facebook and have Instagram automatically post there. So that makes it easy. That's just one less step that you have to do. And I can show you how to do that. All right. And then you're going to hit share and your post is live. It's really that simple. So this is the steps to connect Instagram to Facebook. Again, pretty straightforward. You're going to go on your profile page and you're going to see 3 little lines. It's an icon in the top left corner. Click on those 3 lines, and that's going to open up your settings. And you can go through this and see a lot of your settings here. You're going to hit account and then hit linked accounts and link your Facebook account there. It's going to ask you for your Facebook login and password. And then it's going to make sure that you approve to post automatically to Facebook. It will also ask you when you go to hit post to make your post live, to hit share. It's going to ask you, you're going to see a little button for yes or no. It's going to automatically slide to yes to save yourself a step. But if for some reason you don't want to share it to Facebook, you can turn that off. So this is a little bit of what we talked about a little bit throughout this entire presentation. Who's going to see your post? So if your profile is private, only your followers are going to see your posts. If your profile is public, anyone can see your post, but in order for them to find it, they'd have to actively search your username. So when we think about reaching the masses, like people all over the country, all over the world, how are they going to search for your username? They're probably not. But with an effective use of hashtags and a lot of activity, people who follow your same hashtags will eventually see your posts. And that's how you're going to reach the masses. So that's what the speaker was talking a little bit about. And as an example, Lori Laughlin's daughter made millions being a social media influencer on Instagram. So she does nothing but sit in front of her phone and talk all day long and hashtag and tag people and interact and be social. And she's made millions. So, why not you? You might be next. I'll be ready for it and I'll be ready to follow you. So when you're on your homepage, which is like your news feed, you'll also see a series of circles at the top with profiles that you follow. So this is Instagram stories. This is relatively new with Instagram. Relatively new meaning the last probably 2 years. If you click on one of those, you'll see an Instagram story. They're also shown in your profile just below your bio. And they, excuse me, essentially help you capture everything in between an Instagram post. So an Instagram post is going to give you a snapshot of the day, or maybe you're going to show what you did all weekend. And it's there, and it's just a post that's going to stay there forever until you delete it. But an Instagram story is live for 24 hours and then they disappear. And it's supposed to just give you a way to tell, little tidbits of your life. It's a little bit, I'm still sometimes like, why do people do this? But people really do. They're sitting there on their phone and they're pulling up Instagram and they're clicking on stories and they are reading these a lot. So it's a way to really get in front of more people. So how can these Instagram stories help your business? They allow you to ask questions, create polls, things like that. And that's part of why social media is called social. It's meant to be social. You're meant to interact with people. Be sure that you're following the official Juice Plus rules. It might be a great avenue for generating interest for you. And there's all sorts of training on social media, what you can say, what you can't say. You can't make promises that, we're going to cure everything. So do you need any help with your Juice Plus posts on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, whatever? Look at our team. So a lot of great ideas coming out of our team. Use them for yourself or just for inspiration or for your own posts. And most importantly, I want everybody to remember this one. Like or comment on each team member's posts, because that's going to help them and it's going to help you too. So it's, a little bit of you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. So when we start to do this as a team, because at the end of the day, we all are a team, we need to be reaching out. We need to be connected with each other on all social media avenues. So it's as little as just click, like. If you've got a little bit more time, add a comment. It really helps their post be seen, and then they'll return the favor for you. You can also look at the corporate Juice Plus pages. That's on Facebook, Instagram, etc. Share it, post it, and learn from it too. Okay, that is it. Can I answer any questions for anybody? Let me go ahead and stop share. And then anybody, I'm happy to answer it if you've got your phone out, if you've got a question. If it's also something more personal, I'm happy to hop on Zoom with you later and see if that would help you.
I have a question.
Yes.
When you were saying swipe left, am I on my home page or my profile page?
All right. I started, get out of this. You are on your home page.
Okay.
So you're going to swipe, and it's, if you can see, so that's just, it goes right to story. So I could start recording something right away. You can see along the bottom, it says live, story, or reels.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to allow you to quickly do that. It's got text on it. It's sort of, it reminds me, this interface reminds me of like a photo editing type software. You can, put fancy text on it. You can put different colors, just play around with it a little bit. You never have to hit share. But if you just get your phone out and start practicing, you can go through all of the steps and just never hit share. Now, when you do a story and do something more live, like if I hit live right now, I would start broadcasting, to the masses. Although I'll preface that and say it wouldn't be to the masses because my profile is private. So anybody that follows me would be able to see that. But if you were a public profile, anybody could see it.
I have a question really quick. It's Sue.
Yes.
So the little heart, there's a little heart underneath the pictures, for example, if I'm looking at other people's.
Yes.
So if I wanted to like it, there's a heart, a little
Yes.
question mark. It looks like a little
Comment.
and then it looks like a little plane flying there, or a little airplane, little paper one.
That's
so what do
how
those all need?
So the first one, actually, look at this. So it's Patty's post. It's on my news feed. You see that, Patty?
Yes, we saw that, or I saw that. Yeah. up above there
So
at the
Patty's
top.
post is on here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the heart, and I just liked
Yes.
it. And then I'm going to
Okay.
hit the comment. And then, so that's going to let me type in a comment. Let's see. I didn't read.
I'm sorry,
what it
that's the
says.
second. That's the second.
The second one is the
place.
comment.
Okay.
So I'm going to post something there. And then you can see where my comment is right below there. Can you see that? It's hard for me to
Yes.
see if you can see it on there. And then when I go back to my homepage and I see Patty again, the little thing that sort of looks like a paper airplane, that's a share. So I can add this post to my story. So if I said, oh, that is so creative, I'm going to make that one of my stories. I can add it to my own stories. If I want to send it, I'm going to send it here to Lauren. You can see here, I share things with Lauren a lot. So she's going to pop up near the top. So I'm going to send that to Lauren. So I thought this was so great. I'm going to share it with Lauren. So then at the bottom, I hit send and it goes right to Lauren. So now she has it. And if you'll also look in the top right corner, that is the right, I'm getting my rights and left mixed up. Right there, that's that same share button, that sort of paper airplane looking thing. And that's where you can get messages. So I just directly messaged Lauren that post. So that's where that goes. So then I can say to Lauren, wasn't Patty's post great? So I privately shared it with somebody. Does that make sense?
It totally makes sense. So we're going to go to Judy's post about her yoga. She said, did you know doing this stretch for several minutes per day? Yes, I'm using you, Judy Lopez. And so if I hit the little heart, and then if I wanted to make a comment, I could just, can I just put in there, love my yoga practice?
Yes.
For example. Okay. And so I'm putting that in there in the little comments after I gave her a little heart. And then I would just put post after that, and it would just go out.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to see when I can see it. Are you doing this live?
I just did.
All right.
So I don't know. And then it says comments at the top, and then there's an arrow pointing back to the left after I put in. That says add comment, but I just made a comment. Love my yoga practice, I put in there.
Yeah, I got your comment.
Can you
tell me again what you're asking?
Well, at the very top of that page, after I made the comment, it does say comments in big letters at the top. I don't know if you can see that. And then there's an arrow going back to the left again. So do you just get back out of it, or you just hit
comments? I'm trying to see what you're seeing.
So, okay, I'll go back. Okay, so, it just said comments. So I made that comment. So then I go back to her original post again, which is what I just did to get out of that. And I see that I just posted, love my yoga practice. So I just put that underneath, and I put a picture of my own tower garden on there underneath that.
So where did you post the picture?
I don't know.
Okay, so
at the very beginning,
okay.
when it said it pull a picture off your newsreel or something, I put that up there.
So I think where you are is on your home feed. So you saw, yours is going to look different from mine. So when I'm not seeing exactly what you see because we don't follow the same people and we don't follow them in the same order. I see a lot of Patties because I tend to interact with Patties. So it's going to always show me Patties. I only followed until tonight Judy on Facebook. So I just added Judy on Instagram. So I'll start seeing Judy here on Instagram as well. So you are seeing your own post on your news feed under it. So when you scroll up, you see anybody that you follow here.
Okay.
Along in your news feed. So if I had posted something, you would see my own thing, and I don't see yours. It's just not, right on up here. Does that make a little bit of sense?
It does make a little bit. This is all brand new to me, so I'm just having fun. And then it has a whole row of people suggested for you. So underneath there, it's suggesting people, correct?
It's going to try to get you to follow as many people as possible.
And your recommendation is to do that.
It's a way to learn from other people. I don't know if you necessarily need to follow every single human being in the world, because it's just going to clog up your news feed. You're not going to see relevant information to you. I absolutely do suggest that you follow everybody on our team, and then all of the Juice Plus corporate accounts. That's going to be the most helpful to you in your business.
And so let me just ask you this, and thank you. And I'm sorry, everybody, if I'm stealing from your time, but where would I find the corporate Juice Plus page? Now I see Patty's here. And so the corporate Juice Plus page, I have to put it in there somewhere.
Okay, if you'll go to
with the little
the magnifying glass up in that top corner.
Okay. Well, I have one on the bottom, on the very bottom of the page. Is that the same magnifying glass? Shows a little house, and then it says a little magnifying glass, and there's a little square with a plus and then a heart, and then my little picture at the bottom of my
do you know the last time you updated your Instagram?
I just added it tonight beforehand.
Maybe mine is not out. Mine is not updated. Maybe. Can you hold yours up to the screen? Let me see if I can see that. A little bit higher. I can't see the bottom. Okay, there we go. So yours is different from mine. I'm trying to think if you are on.
Might it be because it's an Apple and not a?
No, mine's an Android. Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's it. That's probably it. Okay. I've got an iPhone. But if you see a magnifying glass, that's how you're going to search. Mine is in my top right hand corner. When I flip it around, I can't see my rights or my lefts. So then you can do Juice Plus. Okay. So when I just did Juice, I've got Juice Plus _US, Juice Plus Live, Juice Plus Promotions, Juice Plus Canada, Juice Plus
that.
ESP, Mexico, all sorts of stuff. So there's plenty for you to follow if you just type in Juice. I also found Green Brothers Juice, which is a local juice and smoothie company here in Charlotte. So it's going to find other things if you just do Juice, but if you do Juice Plus, it's going to be more specific.
And then it pulls down all the different pictures that Juice Plus Corporate has posted. Is that correct?
That when you can see all of that.
Yes.
When you pull up their profile page.
Correct.
So that's how you're going to see what they've posted. Now, one major thing that is different with Instagram and Facebook, you can screenshot, take the photo directly from an Instagram. You can right click from Facebook, you can right click if you're on a computer. You cannot do that on Instagram. You have to take a screenshot and cut and shrink it down in order to do that. They don't let you just save a picture. Like if I wanted to save this picture, you can't do it on Instagram yet.
Interesting. Okay.
I think that they'll eventually change that. But right now you can't, but you can on Facebook.
Okay.
Alston,
thank you very much.
Those are good questions, Sue, by the way.
Thanks, Patty. I already see you on here, so I know you're a pro.
Oh, no, I'm not. I only set up my profile and stuff, but other than that, I don't use it because I like it.
Everyone should follow Lauren Klitsch. She does a great job with
Right.
stories and with just regular posts.
Great.
So she is a very good example for good Juice Plus Instagram activity.
Cool.
Can
Now,
I? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
so I just didn't get my question answered. I'm sorry, Jen. So when I go to my profile, and if you were talking about this, I'm sorry, but they blocked Bobby out of there because he had a password change, and I was trying to fix it in the middle of all what you were saying, so I might have missed this. But underneath my profile, it says story highlights, and it's got new, and it's got a box that looks like squares, and then it has a little box that looks got a face on it. You know, you probably can't see that. What are those things?
Okay, so the first box that has all the squares in it, that's what you have posted.
Okay.
And then the other one that has, it's like a square with a little person in it.
Uh-huh.
That's people who have tagged you in posts.
Oh. Okay. Now, what about the story highlights stuff? What's that all about?
Story highlights, if you've done stories, it is showing you stories that you have done underneath your bio. And if you're on your homepage, it is just stories, highlights from people that you follow. So is it like this?
Yeah.
So that's all sorts of stories that, you know, people that I follow have posted.
Okay.
Oh, here I have a Jenna Platt story right here.
What's the story? What's the difference between a story? I know they do it on Facebook too. What's the difference between a story and a regular post?
So a post is going to be there permanently. It's something, it's a snapshot in time. This is what happened today. This is the highlights from my Halloween over the weekend. This is what I had for supper. You know, it's just that. Stories are more quick. They recommend you post, if you're trying to get a lot of interaction, 1 to 7 stories a day. It is a quick snippet. It's going to disappear after 24 hours. So once they're gone, they're gone. It's a way to just quickly get some interaction. It sounds completely crazy. And when this first happened, you were like, wait, would people really follow that? Do people really want to see that? But they do. Oh. They absolutely do. They want to tune in and see what's new. Okay. So it's giving you new, quick information right in front of their face.
Thank you.
All day long.
Sorry.
You're welcome.
Alton, it's Karen, and I have a question.
Yes.
So my granddaughter helped me set this up this weekend, and I just figured out, because I have some strange person that's following me, and I'm like, I don't know that person. So I finally figured out how to go in, and she had set it to public. So I've switched it back to private. What do I do about that person? I don't know. Do I just let it be and see what happens, or?
That's an interesting question.
Because I don't know, how did he find me? That's kind of weird.
Sometimes people go in and they'll follow, I mean, anybody and everybody. I mean, since mine has always been private, I get several requests a day to follow me, and most of the time I ignore them if I don't know who they are. I'm just a more private person. When I am, that's something else I talked about in the presentation. You can hide behind your presence. If I'm on a client's account, I can talk all day long because it's not me, Alston, talking. I just get, more shy than that, I guess. But it's up to you. Is that safe? Probably. I mean, is their username # Jeffrey Dahmer? You might want to say no. We might want to figure out how to take that off. Most likely it's fine, but if it makes you the least bit nervous, I think you can block them. I can probably walk you through that. I honestly don't know off the top of my head, but I know I can walk you through that.
And I do think that I saw a way to block somebody. And maybe I'll just wait and see what happens, or see if maybe I can figure out if that person is a friend of someone I know.
It's quite possible.
Okay.
Because that would be the best way because when you get on, how, Sue, is it you that said suggested for you, like a lot of people popped up as suggested for you? Yes. You'll find if you're new to Instagram, and you're already friends in other arenas. Sue, if you pop on, it's going to be Patty is going to be suggested for you, and Judy's going to be suggested for you. So those type of people are going to pop up for you. So Karen, in reference to your question, most likely somebody in your circle, they saw that you're friends of a friend, and they said, oh, I want to follow everybody, because there are people who want to follow thousands of people, and they want you to follow them back, because you know that once you hit 1,000 followers or you hit 10,000 followers, that's when
Oh my
you start
gosh.
to get, I know, at 100,000 followers. Pull up some celebrities and you can see the reach that they have. It makes you start to understand why, like, the Kardashians don't do anything and they make millions of dollars because people follow them on Instagram. They can hop up and say, do you like my earrings? You can find them at this link. And then 10,000 people go to that link and buy it. And then you just bought Kim Kardashian a new car because
Oh my
she got
gosh.
paid for that. That's how it works.
Okay.
Okay,
That makes sense. And I'm more like you.
can I really quick just go back to the very beginning? I'm so sorry,
Yes.
but so at one point before the call, because I had already downloaded my Instagram and then I just never really totally got anything done on it. So I went, it said you could change your username. So I went and tried to type something in and it said something like, it's not available. And then boom, it just took me forward to the next step. So how do you ever go back and change it?
It's not available probably because somebody already has that one.
Right. But I mean, it just moved me directly forward. So I have just some random Jennifer.Rankin.148. You know what I mean? Like, how do I go back and
I don't know. Let's see. Edit profile. It's not letting you change your username.
Do I have to go through the rest of the setup then and then go back and do it? That's what I'm guessing. That's all I'm asking.
I'm not sure because I don't know exactly where you are in the setup. Mine's completely set up.
Yeah, mine's like add a photo right now. That's where I am.
Okay. You can't hit back.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's so weird.
Then I would say go through it and then it should let you change it at the end, because it lets me see on my page, edit profile.
Okay.
And then I can change my username right there.
Okay. Then I'll just do it later. And then also, is it better as far as your profile picture? Does it really matter? Like, should it just be of you? Can it be anything? I mean, like
if
family,
you are,
it
depending on what you're using Instagram for, if you're using it for Juice Plus, which is sort of the basis of the whole conversation, you are selling you, Jennifer, and you're selling Juice Plus. So I would say a profile picture of your face.
Okay.
And I would say don't do a big stand-up thing because they can't see who you are. So it's got to be
Yeah. Okay.
you and all your beauty.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. This is a great call. It's very helpful. Thank you.
I'm glad. I hope so. All right. Anybody else? You all know how to contact me. Oh, yeah. Patty, another one.
Yes, sorry, I had to unmute myself. Okay, so now I'm at the home. Whoops, where did I go? All right, so like I went to the search button, and
Okay.
now on this search button, there are pictures galore and some
Yes.
videos. What are all of these?
That is what Instagram thinks that you should want to follow. They're trying to catch your eye and they want you to follow these accounts.
Oh, okay.
So for some reason, mine is all related to The Bachelorette. I do not know how that happened, but it is.
That's funny.
They think all I do is think about The Bachelorette.
Oopsie. So that's funny. Okay, just go back and go to the search button and you'll see. Okay, that's funny. All right, and then the home button are the people that are
That you follow.
that I follow. That's the home
Yes.
button. Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, you did a great job. Thank you. It taught
Well,
me.
I hope it was helpful.
It was.
One more thing to note on that, Patty, the home button is people who you actively follow. You also see ads there. So that is people who've paid to get in front of you.
Okay.
So if you ever see someone that you're like, I don't follow that person, it's because it's a paid ad. Most of the time they do say sponsored. So you'll be able to tell, but you know, maybe you'll find a new product there or something.
Sure.
There's a reason why they're putting it in front of you. They know way more about you than you think.
Sure. And then I guess you don't get to have your like real name in there. Sometimes people have these numbers and stuff, so you don't even know who they are sometimes.
Right.
Like one person's serendipity is like, who in the world is that? You know, I guess you have to click on their face to see
who they are. You know, mine is just Alston VanDyke. I pretty much think there's only one. But other people, you know, want something cute and clever, and
Yeah.
it's just sort of what you want. I was gonna go Hot Babe 153, but then, you know.
Well, and I always wonder how people find you, like if you are, say you go on the like privately, right? So you just have a private one. I mean, because I guess then it's up to you at that point to invite people in to see you versus them finding you.
It's
Right.
just what your goals are with it. If you want to be Lori Laughlin's daughter, then you are public. You are out there. You can see how much time this takes. People are like, social media is easy. And when I try to justify a social media budget, people are like, you're crazy. I'm like, it takes time. If I don't do a lot. And if I did, I'm like, I cannot be glued to my phone like that all day long. Look what it's doing to our society. But in the same sense, it's a great advertising channel. So love it and hate it. There is a phenomenon. This is interesting. In the past few years, more and more college freshmen have transferred after the first year of school because of social media, because they see all their friends at other schools looking like they're having more fun. So they want to transfer. Wow. So it has really upped the number of transfers into colleges. People are just like, well, I'll just go somewhere else. I'm not having as much fun as this person because this person's been studying for 23 hours. And then 1 hour of the day has thrown this great party. And it looks like all they do is have just a great time.
Not this year.
Unless it's this year, right? Actually, no, part of the problem is, yes, they're still having a lot of fun.
Yeah, no.
Part of the problem for sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much.
You are so welcome.
Yes, Alston, thank you. I'm going to stop the recording here. But thank you so much for.
You are so welcome. And seriously, you know, shoot me a Voxer, or actually, sometimes I don't see those. Shoot me an email or a text message or something, or an Instagram message. You can practice. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer it.
Thank you.
Hopefully I can answer it, but it's probably going to change by tomorrow. So